woke up this morning, the sky was gray. Another storm, another endless day.
All right, one more time. So hello again. This is Sudowrite with me, Manon. This is Quick Start, bringing in a work in progress. Our little rules here is make sure that we stay mute until we have to have a question or ask you to unmute so we can chat, which is going to happen. And we're changing all of the camera turned off so it doesn't show on the YouTube video. All right, question. When you write, oh yeah, in the chat, it's easier if you write the word question with the little two dot here in the chat, so it's easier for me and my co-host to find the question, because it's hard for us to have between the question and the chatting. It's very hard to figure out which one is the right question to ask the host as we teach. So if you have a question, please put the word question, dot, dot, and the question after so we can find you easily. So welcome to that quick start. And here what we are for. This is not an advanced class. This is for people who started completely new to having a work in progress, not as totally new to Sudowrite. So I'm not here to show you all the little icon, but I'm here to show you how to go forward when you have something already written and you need some clarification and the help with Sudowrite. So if you already have a manuscript or a partial written project, this is the class is designed for you. So we're going to go through that, how Sudowrite can help refine and enhance your writing. Whether you have a half-finished manuscript, a draft, or you need to be polishing your manuscript or work on a scene if you feel stuck, session show how Sudowrite powerful tools can bring new life to your work. Through this live demonstration, step-by-step guidance, we'll work together on an existing program that I brought into the program as of yesterday and today to accelerate the process, because in 1 hour, it's basically impossible to show you as much as I know on how to do this. There's too many ways to do it. And what I'm going to try to do is to go through the easiest possible way to show you what I know. Question. So I sent you a lot of questions when you registered. So a brief thing that happened. Explain the session structure, take away for the student can expect. Okay, this class need to be balanced. All right. So because we have people which are more advanced and we have people which totally begin, so it's a bit hard to get the whole class well balanced. So I will do my best. First, I will show you how to import your work, your manuscript, what you have, your notes, understanding what the importation did to your manuscript, and how to use the item in Sudowrite to fix your manuscript, move it around, and get something that you are able to work with. So Michelle, you have a question. So I tend to add a bunch of different pieces of a story to my first project. They are new in Sudowrite, but they show up as new project instead of into my project. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can figure out what you're saying here. I'm going to get this back to full group, because I think there's a direct one to me too. All right. Okay. So I'm going to do, for one thing, I'm going to get the color of the sun, but not when it's in my screen. So I'm going to share my first project with you. So let's change this here. We're going to change screen. Share. We're going to share the Sudowrite screen. Application window. This one. All right, so this is our Sudowrite screen that we're going to work with today. And I'm going to share my main note right here. Copy, put that in the chat. All right. So what you're going to see in this note is each one of those are in the main note. So if you go and click on those, each of those one will show up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go one by one and show you how I did it. In the same time, I'm trying to make sure that I got all your question answered because like I said, I got everything mingled together and it's vast. You have some manuscript, memoir, nonfiction, a lot of fiction, a lot of romance that you all want to know how to work every single little part of it. And I'm going to see if I can do the best I can with that. Yes, is going to do a duplicate of your character. And these are kind of, we know, and we were not sure how they're going to fix the double of character because when you bring in series. So let's see if we can go one at a time here. So these are all the things that we want to do. Let's start with the how to import first. Okay, so once you have a manuscript, you have to put it somewhere. You can bring it in Sudowrite one by one, but it's not going to give everything that it's fun to have when you work with Sudowrite. So if you've been to any of my class before, you all know, I hope you see my screen here. Yeah, okay. So I work with the drive and I put all my doc in a drive. So these are all my research that I do on nonfiction book. Same thing with bio, story. It's all put in a Word document inside the drive, which after that I save and then bring it into Sudowrite into a doc. All right. So basically, this is one of the program I'm using. And what I did is I save it and then I brought it inside Sudowrite. And what I mean by that is you go into the import button here in the main screen. All right. And when you do that, this screen shows up. That document that you have everything, your manuscript, your character, your chapter, your outline, your notes, everything about your story, nonfiction, or whatever you're writing about goes into that document. And normally people will not put everything all mangled. They're going to try to make some sense when they bring it inside a document. So hopefully that's what you're doing. And you bring it inside here. So click here. As you do that, it's going to ask you for one of the documents. So let's see, I use one of this document. This is a story that one of my friend is writing right now, and I'm helping her to write it. And you just go like this. You bring everything in, is going to bring everything in Sudowrite and do the importation. Now, we're not going to wait for that. We're going to go right in the class. So that is right here already. So once this import is done, this is what you're going to get. This is not going to be there, okay? This is something that I wrote after the fact, but this is what you're going to get. And as you can see, that story is in French, all right? So everything she wrote about her story is right here. It's all in French. And I have chapter notes, and things like that. So Sudowrite did a good job. You brought everything from that. Now, as he did that, he went in and did our story Bible. And this is where everyone which brings something in and it says, I want to make sense with Sudowrite. Let's get everything like, or polish it or something idea. This is where the importation is going to do for you, is going to bring you idea and getting more sense to your work. All right. And yeah, if there is something very important in the chat, you let me know, okay? And the maximum word is 120,000 as of now. That's a question I did ask in Discord. All right, you're welcome. So, Story Bible, basically you turn it on. And if I go too fast, let me know because I know some of you are brand new. So, Dahlia, you let me know. Okay, so the Story Bible is this here. and when you go in, it's supposed to be on already. But if it doesn't show up when you go with your little mouse over, just make sure you put it on, toggle in here and make it sure it's on. Now, once you go inside, the first one you see is brain dump. Brain dump is going to be empty. There's nothing in it because basically the brain dump is that big folder here, which brought in 15,000 words about. Okay, but it's going to tell you that from the information you got from the doc, he says this is a contemporary literary fiction, psychological drama, romantic drama, family drama. He's giving you the genre that he found inside your notes or your manuscript. And this far, I find Sudowrite doing a very good job. You do not have to keep it. You can say, okay, this is that, but it's definitely not a family drama. You can delete it. You are in charge at all time. So this is not something to block you. What's in here, it's not written in stone. You can fix it, you can add it, you can change it. All right? Next, this is not going to be there. It's not going to give you the style. The style is something that you're going to have to choose. And you can go in the feature of Sudowrite, which will give you these. So you can choose one of those features that may or may not fit for your manuscript or what you're doing. You definitely will not find anything for nonfiction in here. Okay, so nonfiction, it's not, even that one doesn't work for nonfiction. So, but anything fiction, romance, other story, you'll find something which will work for your manuscript. And if you don't, no worry. Go and match my style. Yes, Dalia.
There's been one question since your import was all in French. The question was if it would always be populated in English, everything in the Story Bible.
I wish I would have an answer for that because I brought two of them, one both in French. This one translate in English. If I'm not wrong, the whole thing is in English. And the other one I did is my grandfather bio, and that one he did it in French. And I have no idea why Sudowrite or the AI decided to get one in English and the other one all in French. I wish I have the answer. I do not, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, the style box. If you want to go one box at a time, we'll do that, no problem. Here, I did have a, I did go in the AI and ask about that story. So what I did, I didn't find it inside Sudowrite. I went into ChatGPT and I took the doc document, brought it in ChatGPT. It says, please give me the style for that story. And I did ask to give it to me in 40 words. And that's what it gave me. And I did even make a few changes. So the style is your style. You can write it the way you want. Put down to which POV you want to write it. If it's a nonfiction, I will show you how to do it so it's talking directly to the reader, because you don't want all the blah, blah, blah of a story when you have a nonfiction or a self-help book, or you're teaching in some kind of how to rent your house and things like that. So I will show you in one of the nonfiction how to do that. The tense, the tone, the description, how you want description, everything is here in the style box. Now, there's another way to get your style box also. You can go and do match my style. And that one, you bring up to 2,000 words of your writing. Or if you decide that you want to write like another writer, you can catch part of his book or her book, copy it, and bring it inside to get the style. Do not go and say, I want to write like Mr. Brown. It's not a good idea because you're going to have Mr. Brown in your story, and it's very, most authors really don't like it, and it's something we don't do. So we go on that. So any question on how to get your style? There's a few ways of going about it. Are we good on that?
We're good. But there was one question about where exactly the import was because they had missed this.
Okay.
So maybe you could just go back and show
Yeah.
this again.
So the import is here on your main page. It's right here. Beside new, you get import. All right, and once you click on import, you get this, you drag in, and you're on your way. All right. Like I said earlier too, I have Soulmate is a story in French, and Coureur des Bois is also in French. But when I did the importation of Coureur des Bois, did I got the right one? Oh, just hold on a sec. This is the one who says my book. Because this one is the one I want to bring in and show you how to bring your manuscript manually. So my book is Le Coureur des Bois. And if you look here, everything is, oh, seriously? English there. And I think I did ask a few things because this is the title of the book. All right. So everything is in English for this one. Even here, the world builder is in English. And if you go into the outline, I did ask to go and change it. So the outline got in French. So I'm not sure why half is in English and the other half is in French. Even the synopsis is half and half. So here it starts with Pourquoi je suis and then it switched to English. Another example of language. I can also show you how to get everything translated in one language. We're going to work on that too at some point. All right, let's go back into my class note. Did I go too fast so far? Or are we okay? It's for people who speak both languages. Yeah, yeah, that's a new way of writing half and half. Okay, so where was I here? Main note is there. So we did the romance, and as I was talking about that one. All right, so my soulmate, where's my soulmate again? Back on here. All right, go back here. Sometimes I have to remember where I am in my story. Okay, so this one is the one which came in and everything was in English, and the one of my grandfather is the one who came in all in French. That's where I got it. All right, perfect. So this one came out from French to English, and my grandfather came in from French to half and half. So fun. But it's not the first time I bring my grandfather's story in, and one time it's totally in French, the other time was totally in English. I guess it's depend on which side of the bed the AI get up that morning. Okay, so we have our style box. Now we have our synopsis. Now you bring your work in progress, right? You have something that you already know. Now, one thing that for sure, the AI is not a crystal ball. It doesn't know the future. It doesn't know what happened in the past. It doesn't know what's in your mind. It doesn't know what you want to write. It can only go by what he sees, he's analyzing, and he think this is what's next. So very important that if you want to know how to polish, how to work, or how to unblock for something with Sudowrite, you go in and you read what the AI brought in from that import. So it's very important to see if everything match your story. And some of you may have just like half a story already written, but they don't know how they're going to finish it. So it's interesting to see how he's going to finish the story, because this is exactly what happening with my friend. Her story is not finished. I only have the first 4 chapters that she start happily writing and start making a story together. And she says, "No, I need help, Manon, because I'm stuck." So I just brought everything into Sudowrite and I sent her the outline, everything in French. And she says, "Oh my God, I can't wait to finish writing the book." So for her, she was very happy with how I manipulate the story and tell her, "Okay, now you can write the rest of your chapter." and change things. And she says, oh yeah, there's things I need to change. And she's going to go and polish it and send it back to me, and we can keep working that way. So this is another example of a work in progress. So she read all that in French and she says, okay, this, and she changed it. So with your work in progress, you do the same thing. Read it, see what the AI came out with. Might be bad, might be very good, might be right on the spot. It's for you to find out, okay? Next, as you do the importation, definitely is going to bring your character. If you have character inside your manuscript, it's going to bring them in. These will be empty on this side here, but their name will be here. And he might miss some, he might bring some in double. Now, if you bring something in double, it's because when he read your document, he says, well, I'm not sure that's the same person. I think it's a different person with the same name. So he's going to bring two. And it's for you guys to go and check which one is the right one and which one you don't need. So if he got Maria, by example, which is a nurse, brand new nurse at her work and all that, she's brand new to what she's going to do. And if there was two Maria, because in her story, she has Maria from when she was a kid and she has Maria when she is working as a nurse, the AI says, well, there's two Maria. Should we keep both? Why not? If you have two Maria when she was a kid playing with dolls, is probably not the same Maria of today working with as a nurse. So you can go and fix the Maria, says Maria as a kid, and then the other one is Maria as today. You can very much work very well for the AI to work with this. It says, okay, so that's Maria when she was a kid, and this is Maria. So there is a back and forth in the story. You work with the character the way you think and test the AI. Because like for me it works, for you it may not work. So you have to work with the AI and give some meat to the AI to work with you and try to give you what you want. Does that make sense? Are we good, Dalia? Any question I can answer quickly on what I show so far?
Not really on what you showed, but there was a question about do I have to create a character card for all characters, including minor ones, before generating the outline?
My suggestion is yes. You should have at least most of your character, if not all of them. If you are the writer of your story, you already know all your character. So before you generate a outline. Now, if you generate an outline, we're not talking about a story that you already have written or a work in progress. You are starting with a brand new story. So this is not exactly the class for that. Did I understand the question well?
Yeah, that was also the way I understood the question.
Okay. So I hope that clarified that, because if you have no character.
Yeah, it had. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that's cleared up. So now that you brought your work in, yes.
And another question.
Yes.
It's about that your character section looks more detailed than the user's version. And
To go quickly on that, my Sudowrite has things that you, as a new person who just starting with Sudowrite, don't have. But that said, you're here to learn, so let's learn it. If you're doing a story which is a non-fiction or a story which is a fiction, all that stuff, you need to customize your character. So because we import inside Sudowrite, this character, it may not be the way you want, but because I have tons and tons of story already written, my character box is customized. So when you go in your character, you have the add, generate, and all that, but you have that little customize here. Let's click on that customize. So for me, I'm working with series of book, you understand? So when I do start a story or import information inside Sudowrite, I'm asking Sudowrite, you recognize that character from another book on the third chapter, and what is it? So this is what the question, the first question on top of my character box is, this character is from book number or chapter number, and what's the title? Next, I want to know the character from you, from the AI. Is it my protagonist, antagonist, my main character? Because sometimes the AI understanding of one character is not what I understand of my character. So I want to know what he understands, so I know where to go with it and put the right amount, the right one in the box, which I will show you when I close that. If they have a nickname, what's their role in the plot, their physical description, their gender, because I'm working with children books, so sometimes it's a mouse, a dragon, da, da, da. Sometimes I want to know what they are. Is it a female, a male, or there's no sex? Zodiac sign normally is for a loving story, a romantic story, or things like that. I like to know their zodiac sign because it's helping me bring the story to life with that. I believe in the zodiac, so don't judge me. Next, I want to know how they are in private, in public, or between friends, their personality. So if you change personality, things like that. Their unique dialogue. All these are traits that you can ask. There's probably only one or two when you start Sudowrite, all right? So these you just add. And for that, you just go in the bottom here and you click add, and you can add whatever you want to know about your character or what you think is important to bring to your character. Is there a question I'm supposed to answer? I see things going on in the chat.
It's just a short question if this customized characters is just for one project or for all projects in the story Bible.
It's for all project. This, once you customize your character, it goes pretty much in every other one. So it's kind of safe because you save it as new or as default. Once you open a new project, this will show up. It's going to have all these in. Okay. If you already have, like right now, we have our character with all the information, all right? But if I want to add something, and I'm going to show you I did that. One of my story, I just did it this morning. It says I want to have an image of that character, but I don't have the right demand. So what I did is I add, and I asked for a DALL-E image description. So what I do, let's see if you understand that one. If not, I will show you what I did in the other one. And I do add to current character because we have our character in for that story. So you click add. You can see in the back, things are moving a little bit. I can say save as default. So now I won't have to write it again anymore in the future. It's going to be there. If I go in the bottom of Maria, I get DALL-E image description. And here I can put down a physical description as cartoon. That's just for the fun of it. All right, then I click go. So let's copy. Okay. So the physical description as cartoon and go. So I asked for the DALL-E image description, and I will show you exactly why I'm doing that. I'm going to show you one of my little tricks. So Maria, as a cartoon character, would have a large expression of her eyes, da, 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 da. And this is all like that for all my character. This box is now there, and all I have to do is say, I want a character description. What I do with this, when I work with children books, so I take this, select all, copy. We still don't have a little box to put an image for our character. But here what I do, you know that little canvas in the bottom here, canvas? Open canvas in the bottom. I'm going to add a card. So you see at the bottom, we have 3 cards, add. I'm going to pass my text in here. Now this card When it's green, you can move it everywhere you want. So I move it a bit. You see on the bottom, it says visualize. I'm going to click on visualize. And this is going to become my place where I go put all my character. This is my little pin board. So I have Maria, and I want to know what she looks like as a cartoon. It's going to give me an image. There we go. May not be what I want, but this is an image of Maria as a cartoon with large expressing eyes that convey warmth and empathy and all that. I can bring all my character here and do the same thing. This is why I use that little box there today. Let's go back in. Any question on that? On how I use my character box and where do I put them after? All right. So here, Maria is my protagonist. You give me the right answer right here. In this box here, I say this is my protagonist. You can change your mind. You can say, well, today she is a good girl and tomorrow she is the antagonist. You can go and change it. And that you can do between chapter and things like that. You can go and change it if things change during the story. Another tricks, because you know your story. This is a work in progress. All right. So we're already at 32 and I'm still on this one. Okay. So we did that for all of them. We can read all of them. This guy is the love interest. You go in, love interest. And at the bottom again, you have that little box that I add. And I can say, please fill that in. I want the description, go back in my Canva and have a picture of it. And these are all yours. This is your copyright. Do we have a question, Dalia?
We have one question about visualize. How many credits did this cost?
It's 2,500. You can have it in Canva and you can have it in something else. And what I mean by that is, again, you take that little select copy. If you don't want to use Canva, you can also go here, create a new blank document. You bring that little description, you highlight it, you have visualize right here. Click visualize, going to go on this side. And here we can put down as a title that this is our character information. That's another way to get your character taken care. And I prefer this one compared to the other one. So you can have on both sides. And these, again, are yours. I really like that picture. So when you like it, save it. It's going to get in much bigger. Do you see it in bigger? Yeah. So yeah, that's yours. You go ahead, save as image, save it where you need it. Yeah, she's in my download right now. So that's yours to keep. That's your copyright. All right. You can also put it right here as insert. Maria is here. And you just want to go down. I have to refresh, but normally you can go down and see all your description underneath. On this, I did highlight and forgot to. I did that right. Yeah. Just be careful when you do that so you don't have your text highlighted. All right. But it's underneath. All right. Okay. So far, we're doing good. Yes, go ahead, Dalia.
We have another question about images. If I created an image elsewhere that I like, how would I get it into Sudowrite?
That
That's a
would be
good
a question for John, our math science. He did try before. I don't know if you figured out how to keep it in. It's a bit complicated. Know that you're not going to publish your book from Sudowrite. You get to have all these things exported into a different program to get it to go. So do you see my screen? No, you don't see it. So I'm going to show you that. This is Vellum. There we go. So when you do get your things from Sudowrite, you bring them inside a program like Vellum, Atticus, Word document, where you can bring your image. So this is basically my little character information into the book I'm writing right now for children. Okay, so I have my chapters and I have a special place for my character, which I can play with. This is where you should bring all your character. Don't leave them inside the Sudowrite. Well, you leave them there, but if you're coming from another program, that doesn't give you much to bring it in Sudowrite. I don't think it would. It would be much profitable for you to bring it into the program you're actually using to write your story. Does that make sense?
Makes sense for me. And there's another image question.
Yep.
Regarding copyright,
Mm-hmm.
whether like
It's
the
yours.
court said that it's not my question, it's from the chat that the court said that AI generated images can't be copyrighted. And yeah, that's the question. I have no idea. I hope you have an idea.
Okay, the only thing I know is from Sudowrite. They told us that everything that Sudowrite has that you generate is yours. It's your copyright. I do not know about what's coming up from ChatGPT or court itself, but I'm going with what Sudowrite told us. Everything coming out of Sudowrite, text you made, it's yours, and it's your copyright. Okay,
Yes.
I cannot give you more than that because from one country to the other, from one lawyer to the other, they all having different say. From one court to the other is also the same thing. There's different say about it. So I'm going with to go with Sudowrite say that they say this is yours. Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds good to me. I mean,
Perfect.
we have different laws as well, so
Yeah,
it's still all very much changing.
it's new
So who
from
knows?
everywhere to everywhere. It's been used for a lot longer than what we see now as a normal person at the governmental level. They've been using AI for over 14 years, and if it's not more. And now that's because people or writers or whoever is using it, now there's all those. So I'm just going with Sudowrite say, and I'm going to stick with that one. Next, word building. That's very important. That's your story. That's your work that you bring in. So if you have a story which is true and you're working in an hospital, that's definitely going to be in your world building. So she's working in an hospital and she's working in a department for children. So that's there. And she went and read and she says, yeah, that's right. The mothering, she was telling me about this. It's the box where the babies are inside of it. And she says all the terms she was going in and correcting it. So your story, your manuscript, these things, go check them, make sure they match your manuscript, they match your idea of your story. If it doesn't match, fix it so it gets to what you want for every single one of them. And if you need something more, you can go, same thing in character, you can go and build your own. You can go in ChatGPT or Google and says, what do I need for a world building for my story? And tell the AI or Google what your story is about and what may be missing to it as a world building. So, and it's going to tell you, so for your world building to get a good book written, it would be nice to have this. So, and you can go and make all these new ones. So for me, it's like when I'm writing for children, I have one for prose, I have one for Spanish language, I have one for clans, like the one for language. So when you click on it, it's saying you the name, the style of language, other language a person is talking, or in this book, what's the other language? An example of language in the era. And this is part of my grandfather's story because it's from 1920 to his father 1800. So what kind of language we're talking in very precise area of where they were. So word building, important to go and figure out what you need. It's like nothing is much different than when you have those pin board, like my Canva here. It says, okay, my story has chapter 1, and then have this city, this location, this bridge, this river. You put your little tag. Same thing with Sudowrite. You go in Sudowrite and you put it in your world building under your tag that you're looking for or you need. All right. So this is very important. Once it's done and it says, yeah, that's match my story. Now you can see I have nothing. he didn't give me an outline for this one. So we have to give an outline. Now, any of you have their outline already written the way they want? I'm looking for a yes to this one. Is any of you has an outline already written? Yes. Work adding word building question, please. Okay. I'm going to show you first the how to bring the outline, and I'm going to show you again how to do the world building a card. All right. You have your own chapter, your own outline. Something is not right here. What's happening? Generate chapter. Oh, my chapter is right here. Sorry, that's my fault here. Okay, outline. Let's go back here if I can figure out how to get it in the blank. And we go to this one here. So let's say we're still in this one here. I'm going to get the outline copy. And I'm going to go in one which is blank. So the one Coureur des Bois here is blank. Okay, we're going to think that this is already filled up, that we have everything filled up. I have nothing filled up. And what I want to show you here is the outline. You have your outline already written. So you have it somewhere, put it somewhere as an outline. And when you go here in the outline, so I'm going to go do again. This is totally blank. There's nothing in it. If there is something in it and you don't like the outline, it's the same thing. I will show you how to delete it and you can do it. So what you do, you go into generate novel outline. You don't click on that. You click on the little arrow looking down. You get all the different outline you can use. But here on the bottom, here, custom outline. That one is very, very important. Nonfiction, there's no outline here for nonfiction. So your outline that you have, custom, click on custom outline. You can put down here the style of outline. If there's a style of outline that you know that the AI recognize, you can put it here. Or you can take the outline that you have, like chapter 1, it's this part. Then we have chapter 2. That's the part here. Here we have chapter 3. Part here, and we have chapter 4. That 4th chapter. So this is a manual outline that you bring in. So you have your outline, you bring it in, and it says, we're going to use that outline. Use custom outline. Then you see here, generate custom outline. You click on it. I'm not sure what it's going to give me because there's nothing else. It's supposed to give me that outline with maybe more description, or you may have actually divided some of the outline. It depends on how the AI is going to react about that. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It followed exactly what I said. I brought in my outline, put it in the custom, and this is my 4th chapter exactly as I brought it in. All right, so this is my outline. This is how you bring your own outline. Any question on that? All right, now, if you already have like the one we had earlier, we came here, we have our outline already, right? So how do we delete that outline and bring our own? You go to the main outline, you have our 4th chapter, just a bit higher up, it says outline, add, generate, 3 dots, delete outline. If you think you did it by mistake, There's a trash down here under canvas. Go in canvas and your outline is here somewhere. You should be able to pick it up somewhere, isn't it? Or not. He made me lie. It's supposed to be in the trash. Well, if you're afraid that the outline that is there is the good one and you think that you want it back, before you delete it, go copy it, bring it here. So how I did it, I think I did think about it earlier because it's right there. This is the original outline. Maybe not the 4 outline though, but I did bring the original outline. Yeah, this is the four chapters. So before I delete it, I did thought about it and I did copy the outline and brought it in. So what I did is just create a new blank past the 4 chapter and I put down original outline. And it gave a new title to it. Yes, Dalia.
Okay, we have a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's, now I have to find it again. One question is about a user has brought in the outline for half of a novel
Mm-hmm.
and would like to generate the second half of the outline. How would you proceed with this? He has everything filled out, but just an unfinished outline.
Okay. An unfinished outline. So did you bring everything as an import?
And let me,
No.
where is
Okay.
it?
So you brought
No.
everything manually. Is that it? Okay. You manually fill it in. And now you want to know how to finish it. Okay. Let's get back in here. So let's get this one which says, I'm going to go back and do the custom. I'm going to enter this outline that I have, chapter 1. Sorry, I got to do it again. 2, 3. 4. Line, custom, and go. Now we only have 4 chapter, and there's a lot more to that story. There's about 15 chapter, if it's not more, to that story, and we only have 4. So when that happens, and you want to add more chapter, and you need help on how to generate the chapter, or do you already know your chapter, what's going to be on the future of the other chapter? The future outline will be. Okay. One thing you can do is copy your outline like we did. That's taking forever to get my fourth chapter to come back. Come on. Let's have our act 1. Oh, this time you give me more. Now I have finished my story. So we have our 4 chapter, Le Nouveau Départ, Rencontre Inattendue. So those are the 4 original. And for some reason, it did go to Act 2 and kept on going. So it took everything from what we had brought in from the original import. Then you went into the outline and you see I import the same outline, but now I got the rest of the story according to the AI. It gave me 10 chapters instead of 4. So it took the original outline I gave him and it gave me, so the AI somehow just give me your answer without having to do anything. That's kind of funny. One thing you can do, if that didn't happen, you can add, or you can ask generate, and you can say what's happened before, what's happened after. That's another way to go. So here we can go for this one. He already gave us a bunch of things, but before chapter 1, the new beginning, what's happened? So at the beginning, and we can say go. Or you can tell here, tell me about what I want to know about that story. Tell me about her parents, more about her parents. So at the beginning, what about her, not Maria, not her, because if you just put her, the AI can take someone else from the story. What about Maria? Parents, before the whole story start and go. So that's adding a chapter to your story. And it's going to, and that take a longer time because the AI is reading everything right now. Now, at the beginning, what happened? We go on top, it should be on top. So he had that, les racines de la compassion. So this chapter delves into Maria's childhood and her relationship with her parents. So the AI says, okay, I'm adding that chapter for you. This is what you're asking. What happened before? Why Maria is a nurse today, kind of things. It had it a chapter out of just a simple question, what's happened before? And you can do the same thing. What's happened after the second one, or what's happened after Act 1, or what's happened after Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and go on and on and on. That's another way to go and add or see what the AI can get for you for a chapter that you have no idea what you want to do. That answer at least one of the little question on how to add chapter that you need help from the AI. This is one way of doing it.
I think one thing to clarify this point is that when you say it gives you a chapter, it only gives you a chapter summary. It doesn't create the prose, because I think there was some
No, we're not at the prose right now.
confusion in there.
No, this is a chapter outline. We are here to do the chapter outline and getting your works on fixed up and line up. This is basically the Story Bible is lining up everything as a work in progress and polish it. Now, if you have a, let's put it that way here, we get this one, which says, okay, I like this. We create the what happened before. You like what they give you. Now you can start your story. Now, if you already have chapter 1 done or what's happened before chapter 1 and you want to bring it inside Sudowrite, all the power to you. You take your story, you bring it in. So you type all your story here. It says, okay, this is part of the outline. Now here, if you bring your own story, your own prose inside of it, you got to link it. So you go right here where it says outlined link. It's not linked to, it should not be linked to anything right now because I just brought it in as a new one. So we're going to update this and it says, okay, it belonged to this one. What's happened before chapter 1 is this. You link it to that. But you have your old chapter written already. You just pass inside in the prose. So just to make sure you understand, this is the generator here where you can generate your beats, but you pass underneath your chapter. And from there, once your chapter is there, you link it. Now the AI is going to read it also and can help you with all the write, rewrite, describe plugins. And this is where you can go and polish everything. So here, because I have nothing on this one written, let's generate quickly something and get that a go. We already had 55. This is going so fast. Any question I can answer during this time?
Yeah, we still have a few questions lined up. The next one would be, can I use my story to generate an outline? I do not have it broken down. And is there a limit for words used? it didn't say which is what is meant by words used, but assumed how much you can import. I see if there are any clarifications.
Yeah, I need you to clarify this one. Outline doesn't should something glitch, give a prose, but a summary of the chapter. At this point, you can also raise your hand at the raise little button and unmute to ask your question, because I know there was a question on the world building, how to do the world building. I got it to get to start the prose here too. And I use a very, very fast one, so it should not be too hard to get my prose going. Anyone wants to unmute and ask a question out loud so we can understand better?
This is Matt.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I was the one trying to figure out how to finish my outline.
Okay.
And so,
Mhm.
go ahead.
So you understood what I did here, or you did not understood how I added to the outline that we only had 4, but the AI decided to finish it for me, but I wanted to know what's happened before.
So, I mean, basically on mine, I don't know if I did it wrong or whatever. I put it all into the outline section, but I don't know if I listed it correctly with each chapter correctly listed or not. So I've got everything in my outline listed as beat 1 instead of a chapter. Then I have card 1 underneath that, and card 2 and card 3, and I've got about 30 or 40 cards. And so those are all in my outline section, but I don't know if the format is incorrect or what. And basically what I want to do is continue for I'm finished with the first half of the outline, but I was wanting it to help me brainstorm the second half of the book. So then how do I continue now that I've posted everything that I need into the outline? Do I need to reformat it as chapter colon each one, even though they're cards instead, and then hit generate chapter at the bottom from there? Is that what I do, or
All
what?
right.
It's really driving me crazy.
Okay. First, you do it the way you want. It doesn't matter if you see chapter or not. He knows this is the first chapter or the intro. He knows there's an act. If you add one, he knows that chapter 1. Even if I remove chapter 1, he knows it's chapter 1 already. So this is totally up to you. You can add it by yourself. You can not having by yourself. But if you go and you say, I want to generate that chapter, you go and generate that chapter. He knows that chapter 1. Oh boy. And then hopefully he's not going to ring again. Sorry, there's someone at the door. That sent me sidetracked. Sorry about that. So basically you are in charge of this. Now, if you want to brainstorm this to figure out if you have it in the right order, that I can answer you. You go in your outline, because your outline is here, right? You got everything done like this. You're just not sure if they're all in the right spot. Understand
Well,
that?
they're all in the right spot. I mean, they're all in the right order. I'm trying to get it to help me brainstorm and generate the second half of the outline.
Okay.
So all this has happened. What are some ideas for how to do the second half of the outline? Is that where I hit generate chapter?
You can hit generate chapter. You can, like I showed earlier, you can go create. Is it? No, that one. Generate chapter. And this is where generate chapter, you can see at the end.
Okay.
after. So if you say, I want something after, so you have chapter 9 and it says, I want more than chapter 9. I want to know what's happened after chapter 9. You say
Uh-huh.
chapter after chapter 9. Now, do you have an idea what's happened after or nothing at all?
I have an idea, yes.
So you write down the idea of what you want to happen after chapter 9 right here. When it's done, you click go. Then it's going to
Okay.
do your next chapter.
And if I don't have a chapter, it will suggest something.
It's going to
I mean,
suggest
if I don't have an idea, it will suggest something.
exactly. So if I put down here what's happened after chapter 9 and I click, I will go with chapter 10. We already did. Wow, okay. There you go. So he's telling me after chapter 9, this is what's going to happen. I put nothing, but he's adding what he thinks
Okay.
happened after. And I didn't put anything in the box.
Right. Okay.
So you read it and say, I like it, I don't like it. If you don't like it, try again. There's another
Okay.
way. There's another way you can do it also. You can take all your chapter, copy. You're going to go, here's I have my original outline. I'm going to create a new one, blank, because now we have 11 chapter. Going to close this here and I'm going to pass my outline. So now we have 11 chapter because we have the brand new outline. Now we here
Right.
where you want to ask question, you go Ctrl K. We're going to do some quick chat.
Where did you click on that?
It's the, hold on. I'm going to see if I can close it. For me, it's quick K, but if you do the highlight,
Oh, you highlight it. Okay.
you see this.
Uh-huh.
So for me, it's a Mac. So I have that little flower K. I think
Okay.
for a window is Command K or something like that, right?
Right.
All right. So I don't highlight. I just go K,
Oh,
quick chat, and I say, please help me with my outline. Can you tell me if it is in chronological order? As an example, okay?
all right.
So you ask question, if something is missing in your outline, if you could help adding a new character or add a new chapter, make it more fun, more exciting, more action.
Mm-hmm.
Use that little quick chat.
Okay.
And now he's thinking, because I'm asking a lot. That says, he's reading everything. It says, let's see if it's in chronological order, if that story makes sense. And he's going to come out with
Okay.
an idea. So that is another idea to go and brainstorm your outline.
Okay.
Okay, just be patient because I gave him a lot of things to think about.
So when you hit the insert the cursor and hit control,
Okay,
it'll open that dialog box.
yes, Control K,
Control K. Okay.
the letter K, yeah. And it's very, very slow. Not sure why, but eventually it's going to give me an answer. So you can play with that. And
Okay.
let's see.
That's okay. I understand.
All right. Then you also, once you have it, because don't make sure that you have the quick chat, because if you go here, it's going to rewrite part of the things with idea that you think or something else. So the quick edit is for polishing a paragraph or a story. Quick chat is for quick question on how to do things. And if you want, you can go with the pay version. If it's off, it's free. If it's there like this, you're using it. Okay?
Okay.
So this is another way of going for your outline on doing
Okay.
things. Now, someone
Okay.
asked for the world building. Did I answer all your question?
Yes, I'm going to try it now, and if I get confused, I'll hop on another meeting later. You
Yeah.
do these periodically, correct?
Yeah, we do that often, and you can also find us on Discord, and I will be online again tonight at 6 o'clock. We have author hour with people who use Sudowrite and AI to write their books and do book covers. So you're more than welcome to be on that call with us and enjoy other people, how do they work with the AI, Sudowrite and all that.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So the person who asked for the world building, is that person still with us? So in the meantime, I'm going to share this because we did go over the time and I want to make sure that we have this also taken care of. So let's see. This is all the stuff I wanted to show. Unfinished project, understanding the mastering of Sudowrite tools. Quickly, we did over that. The ISS outline and story expansion, we just did that. Technical, practical challenge. We answer question, experience level AI writing tools, manuscript type. We don't have time to do on all the type, but I hope that you learn something about what we can do with bring your work in project. I need to make a series on how to bring work in progress to cover everything. Next, just want to make sure because we're losing people because we passed the hour. So in conclusion, by the end of the class, I hope you feel empowered and tackle your manuscript with a fresh perspective and actionable tools. Just make sure, please leave a rating and a review when you receive the email. Let me know how I did. And if you have any more questions, please put them in there. I will answer you inside your feedback, no problem. All right, now that that's done, I'm going to keep going for the one who wants to stay and answer as many questions as I can. So you go ahead. If you have questions that you want me to answer you and you're too shy because we are recording, I can stop the recording and we can answer your question that way.
And we still have like 4 or 5 questions
All right,
left in the queue. So a lot to talk about on this topic.
let's do it.
So let's, now I have to find it. Oh, yes, the one about generating the outline if you don't have it broken down just based on the story. I'm not sure if we have answered this.
Yeah, because we did bring everything as a Word document with the import. That's done directly as you import your information inside Sudowrite. All right, so this is the way we did it by importing, and Sudowrite did go in and do all that for you already, and then you go in and polish it the way you want.
I hope that answered the question. And here I'm not entirely sure. Just please show us how to generate chapters with each section of the outline. I'm not sure what's meant by section, so maybe the person who asked this could clarify.
Each section of the outline. In this recording available after it's over. Yes, I'm going inside the document that I share with you. You see all the other document. I'm going to bring in the information we work on today in it. It's going to be updated as we go, but also at the bottom of the document that we shared, the main note, you're going to find my follow-up classes. And where's my YouTube? Did I put my YouTube channel there? The YouTube channel will be there. Somehow it disappeared. I'm not sure why. Follow-up class. Oh, that's where it is. Follow-up classes. The YouTube channel. So you can visit the YouTube channel. Inside 2 days, normally I get everything uploaded. And then all the other class we have that follow this class. So we have this one tonight, the Storyteller Spotlight. And then the next one is Nonfiction Workflow. This one is a series of 2 class. It's going to be very, very deep inside how to work with nonfiction workflow, answering from start to finish a book on nonfiction. Then we have the non-English language, the French Roman or erotica, and then the follow-up of that class on a deep dive, the nonfiction outline and draft with me, and the YouTube channel. Okay. So where are we here? What's the other question we had there? Let's see, I made a correction using
Yeah,
from my input.
I forgot to unmute.
Oh,
Another question.
go ahead.
It was like, yeah, the next question is about that. Well, where is it? Can I import a treatment and get a finished script with Sudowrite? Was another question.
Can I import what?
A treatment.
A treatment.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this is, since I'm not so familiar with the English language
Is
around this, but I think it's like a concept or something like this. Treatment is for screenplay.
screenplay. Okay. Who has that question? Because it's
I'm looking if I can. Are they
a treatment is a
pretty
screenplay.
messed?
Don't you know if you bring a treatment for a screenplay, if Sudowrite's going to have everything written? Does that make sense? Is that what we understand?
Yeah, that's how I would understand it, but I'm just looking to find the question again in chat. I had copied it out.
Because I know
What
one
was
thing,
this?
the screenplay, you're going to have to change your style of writing as a screenplay to get the Sudowrite to write it as a screenplay. And one of person which is very good with that is Miragold, was very, very good with screenplay and how to deal with beats box and make things writing. So when I talk about beatbox is basically, let's put this one, that one. We need this open. A beatbox is this here. And what I saw from the past is people who works with screenplay, they have to put down write in screenplay style. Something like that. It might not be exactly that. So if I take this, copy, I'm going to create another chapter. I'm going to put that here. Not sure about if the one I'm using normally will work, but I will see if for the basic one we'll do a screenplay. Check my beats. And yeah, screenplay style. It's doing some kind of screenplay. Mother, soft clink of metal, her voice flowing, mother, pause, breath, hitching. So by putting it inside my beatbox that I want it to be written in a screenplay kind of thing, it did that. And I use basic as for writing my prose. I hope that answered the question here. The treatment is basically a story synopsis. It's not a screenplay format, it's a precursor. I wish you could actually unmute Ilona. But now you know to do a screenplay in your prose box. Hopefully I answer
Hi,
something.
this is Ilona.
Hi.
Yeah, I didn't ask the question, but a treatment is just like a story synopsis. I'm sure you could just dump it into Sudowrite and it would generate all the, like a story Bible and everything.
Yeah, exactly. You can, the synopsis, if it's already filled up, you can delete it and you can write your own. You can import your own inside here. And from there, you can start generating your character, your world building, your outline. You can do everything manually, no problem. It's almost impossible for me to show everything, but I hope I show something that people can use today. The person also asked me about the series. This is a big question. Is he still here? Hey, boss, you are here. A series. So quickly, how we do a series. Where's my series? Series. Nonfiction. Song, class note. kids. No, that's not book 4. My book 4. No, that's not it. Ah, that one. Okay. This one is a series of, and you can see here, series. How to do a series from start. I haven't played with series in a while, so that's going to be a good one to try. So you go under new on top, so import new, start a series. So let's go back home. Let's get new, start a series. So this is the folder, which is series timeline. If you have a series and you have a bunch of books that you want to import the same way we did the importation, you do it right here. You go import, you drag your first book in, it's going to bring it under first book of the series. If you have another book that you are going to write after and it's not done yet, you just go new, project. And this one will be like book 2 because you already import book 1. Or if it's brand new and so it's your book 1, just put book 1 and start from here. You say it's saved by itself, book 2. So we have book 2. You can say, no, I want book 1, miss book 1. You just go and create book 1. So that's a very quick explanation on how to do series. That would be my book 1. Go back here. So you have book 1, book 2. Here it says series timeline because you created book 1, book 2 first and book 1. So that's wrong. Take it, drag it up. Book 1, book 2. If you have a title, it goes there. And then you go work your series. Is that helping you with the question on the series? That help you, boss?
I'm sorry. Yes, it did. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Any other question, Daria?
There's another question, also from Abos. Let's say I made correcting using Sudowrite for my imported works. Once I made the changes, can I export my work and then re-import it in the polished works? And I had a follow-up to understand what the intention behind this was, since this would be helpful to answer the question.
Yeah, I understand what's your. We had that problem in the past. Someone coming in, putting a story, polishing the story, then export the story, and then re-import the story. That's a lot of go back and forth, and I'm not too sure. I think at the time we were not too sure why the person was doing that either. Because if you already polish it in here, why would you export it and re-import it?
Okay, can I answer that question for you?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I jumped the bandwagon a little bit. I'm new to Sudowrite, and my book is almost finished. But when I imported it into Sudowrite, I saw a lot of ways that I can expand my characters and my story. Yeah. So the ideas that they gave me, I liked, and I implemented into my story.
Okay.
So it goes back to I'm satisfied what I have now. Can I go ahead and export it back out?
Yes.
As the final product and then import it. But I do not want to lose my characters and the corrections that I made. That's why I asked the question.
Why would you import it again?
Because the corrections are on the that's the polished product. I made the corrections on my original polished work. But like I said before, I saw some errors and I saw how Sudowrite expanded my story and enhanced the characters. So once I finalized it, I was happy with it. So that's why I exported it. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure Sudowrite out.
Once you exported it, it's still inside your Sudowrite. Your original and your polished version still in Sudowrite, so you don't have to bring it back in unless you're doing a series and you says, I need all the same character for the second book.
Yes, that's what happened. Remember I said Sudowrite duplicated my characters? So that was one of the issues that I came across.
All right. And that will go with that person before you who asked me to create a series. So now, if that book that you finish and it says you're happy and you export it, and now it's ready, like it's polished and it's ready to send to an editor or your alpha reader, and it says, okay, they're doing the reading, I'm ready to do book number 2. So that book you have in here already, you can go and import it into a series. So you create a series. So let's go out of this. Let's go create a series. So this is my series, and I'm going to say soulmate number 1 here is, whatever it is, nothing in it, but it's going to be part of my series. So I'm taking it, I'm dragging this, and I'm going to bring it into the series. Okay, so my series have now book 1. The polished version that you just said that you exported to ready for publishing or be work by someone else. Now you're ready for book number 2, which you says, I want my character to be in my series now. Now you have your soulmate, your book number 1 is in the series. Now you can create book number 2. So go here, project, and go. This is going to be soulmate number 2. Or book number 2 for you. And there, from there, now right now, soulmate number 1 has no character. Oh yeah, it does. See? As I create, because I'm inside the series, my character follows. All right, so you got your character and your world building should be here too. So you got quite a bit of information here. So Sophie is here. And the world building is supposed to be here. So all the stuff from book 1, they did follow. I'm not sure, they might actually have even brought the outline. I'm not sure. Let's see what they did here. I have to close because a lot of information. So the outline is here. Now it's telling me it's ready for book 2. Soulmate number 2. Here we go. So that's soulmate number 1. So if I click this, it's going to bring me the first outline. I don't want the first outline. I want to create an outline for number 2. So that's where you start creating number 2. So if you're ready for book number 2, you may want to have like a synopsis of book number 1 and say, here we're working on book number 2. So you go and do your synopsis according to, this is book number 2. Or if you have the outline of book number 2, you can put it in the synopsis or in your brain dump and create a synopsis and then create a new outline. There's so many ways to go about it. And I'm thinking I might be mixing you up right now.
I understand it better. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, Dalia, how are we doing in question?
A new question came in that's, does Sudowrite help me write a screenplay for a feature film?
They did not create what?
Does Sudowrite help me write a screenplay for a feature film?
Okay, so like I showed earlier, is it in this one here? You do everything the normal way. And once you get to your beat, create your chapter, you just add something for the screenplay, and you can put down screenplay, feature film, Hollywood if you want, okay? Put it between those square bracket inside your beat box, and I would put it also in my style box here that I'm doing a screenplay, POV, and all the information you need for your screenplay. But this is actually one of the best thing that I can tell you. On top of your beat box, once your beat is generated, write in screenplay style, Hollywood style if you want. You can keep it short. And this is what it gives me as a screenplay. You may have a style of screenplay the AI understand better. You can put it there and play with it. But this is for me, it's a screenplay. I don't know about you, but that looked like a screenplay to me. I don't do screenplay, but that looked like to me one. Does that answer your question? Any language give instruction in English? You're going to have to come in our class.
Yes, I was just wanting to invite them to come to our Friday class.
Yes, that is it this Friday?
I hope so. It's in my calendar. It's this Friday. So let's see. I just get the link from, where is it? Yeah, this Friday. get the link from Luma.
Right here on the 21st of February. It's non-English language with me and Dalia. We're going to teach you how to write in Sudowrite in any language. Hopefully your language that you want to write in. All right. And on Saturday, I teach in French and I teach erotica in French on the same day. Hope that helped you. Any other question? Was I sharing the right page? Yeah.
I think that should have covered everything.
Perfect. So on
Oh,
this,
I have a question, and not me. The chat just,
go ahead.
it's just said I have a question.
BBF.
So I'm waiting for the question.
You want to unmute?
Or you can just unmute and.
Are you able to take a look at what I have? Yes, I can. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the recording. So if I'm looking at someone else's work, so it's stay private, so it's not on the recording. On this, I'm going to say to everyone, thank you very much to be with me today. I'm going to stay on with Dalia, my fantastic host today. Say thank you very much, Dalia, for being with me today. Let's see here if I can get all that going. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. So conclusion by the end of class, I hope everything was done. And thank you so much. So thank you for being with me. I hope to see you tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what it is in your area, but just go on to the Luma calendar. And I'm teaching pretty much all week. And you can find us also on Discord. I am under Fire Heart. And Dalia, you're under Dalia, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to stop the recording and hope to see you all later.
In the silence of the stillness, I find my way. Breathing deep, in this moment I choose to stay. Thoughts like clouds, drifting softly away. In this sacred space I embrace the day. With each breath I dive deeper, I let go. Om Shanti Shanti. Hear the whispers call. In the depths of meditation we rise and fall. Om Shanti Shanti. Let the silence unfold. In this moment of stillness, pure and bold. Chanting mantras, feel the energy flow. Connecting with the universe, high and low. In the dance of consciousness, my spirit knows. In each silent heartbeat, my inner light glows. Feel the peace, let it carry you high, high. Om Shanti Shanti. Hear the whispers call. In the depths of meditation we rise and fall. Om Shanti Shanti. Let the silence unfold. In this moment of stillness, pure and bold. In the quiet I find my place. Shanti Shanti. The universe's grace. In the quiet I find my place. The whispers call. In the depths of meditation we rise and fall.